What is going on? I am here with the first recap of the first episode of Big Brother 27. Woo! Woo! Yeah! Let's go! I gotta say, this has so far been one of the best Big Brother premieres we've had in a while, in my opinion. Not to be shady towards the last handful of Big Brother premieres, but I just think it's just been one of the better ones. I'm sorry. I just gotta say it. I gotta say it. Actually, no, I'm not sorry. I'm not sorry about that, okay? If anybody takes offense to what I just said, I don't know what to tell you. And I also don't think Big Brother is your show. And I'm also not mad at this being 90 minutes long because I felt like it wasn't too long, nor did I feel like it was too short. So, great work, Big Brother. Great work. Now, every premiere will always have us meeting the house guests as per usual, which I won't get into it too much since even though there can be some funny / notable moments, including this season, I tend to find it one of, if not the least exciting part of any premiere episode, which I know might sound odd or backwards maybe, but I really don't care on whether or not you're planning to or going to find love in the Big Brother house or what you say you're going to do in the house when 9 times out of 10, you're probably going to not do the thing you said you were going to do, if not do a whole 180. I guess the only thing that really stood out that I guess I will mention was this contestant or this house guest, whatever you want to call it, Adrian's creation of the wall cup, because I'm sitting here thinking, wow, I can't call myself a super fan anymore because I'm going to tell you, I've never built any type of competition like that, but kudos to him. I appreciate the dedication at least, you know, it's nice. I'll give him that. Instead, I more so look forward to the twists and or opening competitions that goes on in the premiere. Also, I don't want my recaps to be too long for both me, the editor, and y'all, the viewers. I'd actually like to stick to an upload schedule for once. If you know, you know. Now, if you are a super fan, you will be aware of this curse that has been going on since forever, basically, ever since the show started, where the first person to enter the Big Brother house, at least on the civilian version or the regular version, if that makes sense, the first person to enter has this curse where they just don't win the game. And in this season, the first group to enter were contestants Zach, Amy, Adrian, and Kelly. And unfortunately, Zach was the first one to enter. So anybody that was rooting for Zach preseason or feels like he seems cool after this first episode, I'm sorry. I don't think he's going to win. Who knows how long he'll last. I'll get into more of him and the other house guests in a little bit. We shall see if that curse remains true for yet another season. Now, while Julie was talking to the house guests, near the end, the lights just go out and everybody's like, oh my gosh, what happened? You know, it was a whole blackout. And then the lights came back on and then dun dun dun, Julie's gone. And there's like a missing shoe on the ground. Like they really were making this so dramatic. But yeah, Julie, oh no, she's gone. Oh no, what the heck? What do we do now? Well, you see, the reason why Julie was gone, apparently, was by this mastermind, which, first off, holy nightmare fuel. That is terrifying. I might get nightmares. I'm surprised, because I got a lot of sleep last night. I'm surprised I didn't get any nightmares about him specifically. I was certain I was going to. I also apologize for giving you all nightmare fuel as well, but if I had to witness it, so does everyone that watches this video. Even if you already saw the episode live like I did. Second, I don't care how nice his eyebrows are, Mickey. It doesn't help. He's still terrifying looking. Okay, that I couldn't even notice the eyebrows. I mean, good that you can. Third, now that Julie is gone, the 16 house guests have to split into two groups after Lauren answered a phone call because Julie apparently managed to call the house guests. They have to split into two groups. 8 people have to compete to save Julie, and then the other 8 have to retrieve this stolen HOH relic, which prevents the game from continuing because this relic has the HOH power, and if no one can win it, the game can't continue. Okay. Goofy theatrics aside, the people that competed in the Save Julie competition were Adrian, Amy, Ava, Lauren, Mickey, Riley, Vince, and Zach. And the people that competed in the HOH Relic competition were Ashley, Jimmy, Catherine, Keanu, Kelly, Morgan, Will, and Zay. In the Save Julie competition, the house guests had to build this little bridge to cross some lava, and then they had to go listen to 8 doors and figure out which door Julie was truly stuck behind based on some audio clues about what Julie was wearing. Once you had an idea of which door was the correct door, you had to go and run to grab this little card thing and insert it to open a door, and if you were correct, Julie would be behind and you would save her and you would win. I felt like this competition was pretty interesting to watch as there were, a couple of different phases of this competition, and I also thought it was funny, for example, seeing Adrian initially copy off of Zach's puzzle to get ahead, only for Zach to get that lead back by listening to less doors because Adrian was listening to a lot of the doors on the bottom row. So Zach just went up to the top, and by process of elimination, he found this door that Adrian didn't listen to and didn't answer. So Zach therefore was like, oh, that must mean that these doors are left. This one has to be it. And the clue was correct, the one he did listen to, and Julie was saved by Zach. So congratulations to Zach. He wins that competition. I'll get into what he wins in a minute, but we're going to switch over to the HOH Relic competition, which had everybody look at various relics scattered across the backyard to find the real one amongst several decoys. And clues on what the real relic looked like were slowly revealed as time went on. Now, once you had an idea of what the real one looked like, you would go up and submit it. If you were incorrect, however, you would fall down this big hole thing and you were eliminated. If you submit the correct one, then you obviously win. Keanu and Kelly both submit decoys and unfortunately were eliminated, while Jimmy submitted the correct relic and won. Now, the 2 different competitions also resulted in 2 very different prizes because Zach found wanted Julie, if you will, luckily alive, of course, and therefore he won a cash prize of $10,000. While Jimmy, on the other hand, wins this interesting power that makes him pick 4 house guests, the only 4 house guests to compete for the very first HOH. What? That is a very interesting type of power. I don't know how to feel about it. Like, competition, like the format was a bit odd, even though I said earlier on that I feel like this is one of the best premieres we've had in a while. Long story short, a lot of people did not want to compete in the first HOH. I guess they just didn't want to have a big target on their back, but honestly, I feel like your target is probably not going to be big as Zach, who wins $10,000, and at this point I'm thinking this curse might just continue on because having 10 Gs right off the bat, I don't know, that's a great start. It's nice. Nice to have $10,000 pretty easily, but I feel like people just might want to target him right off the bat. It's just wild, though, that a lot of people don't really want to go for that first HOH. I mean, I personally would have, for one, liked to have won the HOH Relic competition instead of the Save Julie, just to get that power to be able to compete in the first HOH if you so choose. And I would also just want to go for the first HOH. So even if I didn't win, I would have been like, hey, Jimmy, let me play, and if I win, I got you, you're safe, you don't have to worry, something like that. But a lot of people just didn't want to go for it. Adrian and Vince did. So those 2 plus Jimmy competed, and then Ashley got chosen, but in a DR, she mentioned how, she didn't want to win the first HOH, so she kind of threw it. Now, going into this first HOH competition, it's called Destroy the Layer, which is referring to this Mastermind's layer that I showed earlier on in the video. I won't show the picture again, but anyway, is to destroy that layer. And what these 4 have to do is balance these cores, or I guess these weighted ball-looking things. I'm not sure how to describe it, but they have to balance it on this BB blaster and then run over to blast or detonate or whatever you want to call it, blow up the lair. And if the cores stay on for at least 10 seconds after you press, then you become the first head of household. It was a pretty close race between Adrian and Vince, but Vince comes out on top and wins. And slightly off topic, I can't believe we finally have our first HOH crowned in the first episode in such a long time. I feel like, when was the last time? Maybe Big Brother 23? Right? I believe 23, right? Because Frenchie was crowned. Yeah, which, okay, it's been a little while, like a few seasons. If I'm wrong, though, feel free to correct me, but I'm pretty sure. Was it 24? Wow, my memory is already getting blurry. I'm becoming slowly a fake fan as time goes on. But anyway, I just feel like nowadays we have some extra competitions that happen, and we have to wait a little bit more for the first HOH to actually be revealed and crowned. Anyway, Adrian, I kind of feel a little bit bad for him. He got in second place in 2 competitions already, and I do kind of worry him, plus him being very talkative, which honestly, that's me calling kettle black, me the pot calling the kettle black, but I and a bunch of other people do worry he might be someone who might be playing a little too hard too fast, one of those kind of super fans, and might end up getting on the block earlier than we'd like. But we'll see. I mean, hey, if he can make it to the wall comp, he's got it in the bag apparently, you know, he can at least win that one. So there you go. After Vince wins the HOH competition, and with Julie free now, she updates the house that the AI arena format from last season will return, but it will from now on be called the BB Blockbuster. And I don't know about you, but I almost, semi-jokingly, want to call it the Quad B competition because it's 4 Bs, obviously. I just think it would be a little funny. But I honestly really enjoyed the format last time, and I was really ecstatic to hear from the producers, basically, confirm that the format would be brought back. And I feel like the only con with this new format change that they're going for is that we're not going to get a live HOH competition anymore unless it's either a double eviction or the finale, but you know, we shall move on. Now, this premiere was already doing well, but if you, like myself, follow Big Brother on social media, you saw them teasing a mystery house guest and give a plethora of clues. And said clues led to speculate Rachel from seasons 12 and 13 would return. And the reason why a lot of people speculated her, including myself, ranged from things like this clock being on the 1 and 3 hours, with the minute hand specifically being on the 16th minute mark, making the time 1:16, which led fans to believe it meant 1 returning, 16 newbies, to this 9 of Hearts card alluding to Rachel's first season where she got 9th place and also met her husband. The letters B and V on this shelf-looking thing, alluding to her husband's initials, and many more. Julie Chen is announcing to the house guests that there's another surprise, and then...
Oh my gosh! No. What? No. Watch your stairs, watch your stairs, watch your stairs. There's someone in heels.
Sure enough, Rachel is in fact in the Big Brother house for a 3rd time. And some of us thought that she was the 17th house guest, but she's actually the 16th house guest. And one may question, okay, does that even matter? Spoiler alert, it does. Amongst the 16 newbies, one of them is actually the accomplice that many news articles were referring to. And this accomplice was helping out this masked visitor, or mastermind, as I have called him earlier in the video. Suddenly, the house guests are temporarily not playing Big Brother, but instead a game of Among Us. But there's only one imposter, or accomplice, that they have to figure out. If the house guests correctly identify this accomplice, they must leave the accomplice immediately from the Big Brother house, meaning 16 house guests will start. If the house guests fail to identify this accomplice, however, that person stays and plays with everyone else, meaning 17 house guests will start. Thank you for watching this recap, and if you liked it, be sure to give it a thumbs up, and be sure to comment down below. Do you think it's Morgan? Do you think it's somebody else? Let me know down below, and also let me know what you think about this premiere. Don't forget to share this video as well, and don't forget to click the subscribe button down below, and be sure to click the little notification bell next to the subscribe button so that we can get notified every time I post a new video. Don't forget to follow me on all my social media links down below. And if you want to check out my channel or go subscribe in another way, you can click somewhere in the middle right here. All of my recap videos will be right here in this playlist. And all of my TikToks, aka YouTube Shorts, will be right here. And that is going to be the end of this episode, and I will see you all later. Goodbye!